Hey guys, Jaden here from tXL, and this weekend's been very busy, especially with Mobile World Congress being this weekend, and my trip to Denver, which I'm back from, obviously, because I'm here. But, it's Monday nonetheless, so let's get ready and recap this weekend and today. Alright, so in overview, we are first going to talk about the two major devices that was announced over Mobile World Congress. These are two major ones, do note. And this is going to basically be our phone portion of the event coverage. We will get event coverage out as soon as possible onto the channel, but we're mostly going to focus on the Samsung Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge and the HTC One M9, and we have some news about an event from Apple. Always nice to see Apple coming out with some big news, because even though I'm not as big of a fan as I could be of them, I still like to see what they're doing. Alright, and also we have a little bit of smartwatch event coverage with LG. Alright, let's get going. First off, the Samsung Galaxy S6. This is an S6 Edge, excuse me. But this is Samsung's completely reimagined phone, and let me tell you off, from what I've seen, it looks beautiful. Alright, let's get going. Under the hood, we have a 64-bit octa-core Exynos 7420 processor, which we've seen leaked in terms of benchmarks. We don't know if there will be a Snapdragon variant available for the US. We will have to see about that at launch, at the official launch date sometime in April. We have 3 GB of RAM, and do note, the baseline model comes with 32 GB. It's always nice to see manufacturers bumping up their baseline storage capacities. Note, there is actually a slightly smaller battery at a 2600 milliamp hour if you get the Edge, or the 2550 milliamp hour if you get the regular Galaxy S6. And up on front, we have a 5-inch quad HD display, actually 5.1 inches quad HD display, and on that display is Android 5.0 Lollipop with a very lessened version of TouchWiz that does not come with as much bloatware and extra apps that we don't need. It's always nice to see lessened TouchWiz, but still most people agree with me in saying that no TouchWiz is better than lessened TouchWiz is not as good as no TouchWiz. TouchWiz just doesn't look cool. Alright, so in terms of cameras, we have on paper the exact same 5 megapixel front facing camera and 16 megapixel rear facing camera, but Samsung has included some new advanced image processing that also can speed up the capture, so it has a very low shutter speed, so it can take a lot of pictures fast, and they have reduced the aperture, so you get this, first of all, better low light performance. Hopefully, we will have to see about that, and also this very shallow depth of field, where if you're taking, say, a macro shot up close, you have the object clear and the rest of the background very blurry, which always looks really cool. So that's really the only improvements to the camera, but we also have this new design, and it just, let me tell you, it's gorgeous. So on front and back, you have Gorilla Glass 4. Do note, I've heard reports of it already scratching on the demo units. That's not very good. That's not a very good reputation to start off with. But you also do have a little bit of protruding camera, and also, yes, there is a iPhone-like band around it, but that's really the only similarities. As I've heard people say, it's as if the iPhone 6, iPhone 4, and maybe a little bit of the Samsung Galaxy S5 just combined into one super awesome looking phone. And I do agree, it looks awesome. And also, there's a new touch home fingerprint scanner on the home button that is touch-based, so you do not have to swipe it as in previous models. Also, with the Galaxy S6 was announced Samsung Pay. Yes, they call it Samsung Pay. But besides just ripping off the name from Apple, it does do a lot different. It works a lot different. First of all, just the way it works is a lot different. It's activated differently. And the big advantage here is a magnetic strip in the phone. So even if the terminal you are paying at does not have NFC, which already isn't a lot, but it's still quite possible that you run into a few of them, you can just tap your phone to the side close enough to the magnetic reader on the terminal, and it will still pay through your phone, which is always terribly handy, especially in my case. It's a relatively small town in the Midwest, so we don't have that much of, there aren't a lot of NFC enabled terminals until we get to the big cities, which are still a decent way away from us. So it's always nice to have that addition for those who do not have a lot of NFC terminals in their area, which, based off of my analysis from several different things that popped up because of this, gives, in my opinion, gives Samsung a very definite global advantage on their mobile payment system over Apple, since Apple only uses NFC, and a majority of countries actually do not have a very large percentage of NFC-enabled terminals. So, being able to pay with a magnetic strip is still very awesome. Okay, that's it for Samsung. Let's move on to this HTC One and 9. I've been looking forward to this device because I was always a big fan of the HTC One and 8 when I saw it last year, but I still did have a few reservations on it. And a lot of those are supposedly fixed this time. We have a new design that is thicker, but reason being is to make it a lot easier to hold. Because the HTC One M9, or the M9 was so thin, it was a lot more and it was a lot more slippery. It was a little harder to hold the M7. But this time they've made it so, first of all, the metal is not as slick. Second of all, it has thicker edges to hold on to, with a dual tone band around it. And in terms of specs, under the hood we have a Snapdragon 810 and 3 GB of RAM once again. And on the screen we have a 5-inch 1080p model, 5-inch 1080p display. Note there is no Plus model this time. So the rumors of 5.5-inch QHD version is sadly not true. On that screen runs Android 5.0 Lollipop with HTC Sense 7, which is a lot less Sense and a little more stock Android, including a new home screen widget which delivers apps based off of your location, gives you contextual apps to use, and new themes, which is kind of cool. I would personally, being a Android purist myself, would personally go with a more stock Android Lollipop theme if I were to do that. But in terms of cameras, we have a 4 ultra-pixel front-facing camera, so you have a more low-light enabled camera for your front-facing camera, and it's ultra pixels, so we weren't really expecting that. That was a big expectation. And with a 20 megapixel rear-facing camera, that HTC claims to be this amazing camera, and in testing so far it has not. It has not shown that, sadly. But we also keep the boom sound speakers, and the power button is moved to the side with the volume rockers, which are separated now. Other than that, it's pretty much the same, only the dual color capabilities, which kind of looks cool, I think. But personally, in terms of designs, the award has to go to the Galaxy S6. In terms of specs, who knows, we won't be able to tell. And in terms of battery life, we also won't be able to tell, sadly. But moving on to the Apple event. Yes, Apple, we have officially gotten a bunch of things for the Spring Forward event on March 9th, which we'll have a coverage video the day afterwards on the 10th, instead of the usual daily video. But obviously, we're expecting the Apple Watch because, well, it's the day after daylight savings time, and it's named Spring Forward. So, if you wanted not to give it away, Apple, you should have chosen a better name. But we also have rumors for a 12-inch MacBook Air and a 12-inch iPad, dubbed the iPad Pro. We don't know how credible those are. We will cover some more of those later as we get closer to the event. We will cover it the best we can. Alright, moving on to scheduling. I have to hurry this up real quick. On Mondays, we will, in terms of the tXL daily schedule, this is just the daily stuff and some other things. Mondays, we have the weekend recap and a daily video. And then we have 3 regular daily videos, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Friday we will have a weekly recap. And also, every other Thursday, starting this Thursday, Andre will be giving us his Apple news video. That will be every other Thursday. Also, every other Tuesday will be a tXL update video, starting again this Tuesday. Also, every other Friday we will start to having Hangouts on Air, dubbed our tXL round table, and that will start next Friday. Alright, this is Jaden here from tXL, and I will see you next time.